Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. Well, we're continuing the davening, and we started with the bracha on Sukkah de Zimra, the bracha of Baruch Sha'amar, which is the bracha Lefnei Sukkah de Zimra, and then we conclude with the bracha Yishtabach, which is the end of Sukkah de Zimra. And Shulchan Aruch Siman Nun Aleph, the Alter Rebbe Seif Aleph writes that right after the Baruch Sha'amar, there is a minig to add a kapitel. Which kapitel? We add Mizmor L'Soida, the kapitel that the Yidden would say in the Beis Hamikdash as they would bring a carbon toida. Why do we say this every day? Says the Alter Rebbe, L'fishikol hashiros asirin lihibato, because we know every other song that the Yidden say will eventually become batal. Chutz mi Mizmor L'Soida, besides for the kapitel of Mizmor L'Soida, that forever and ever people are going to thank Hashem. And the Alter Rebbe concludes, V'lachein yesh limshoich oisa b'negina. Therefore, when you say this kapitel of Mizmor L'Soida, you should actually say it with song. It's a freiliche, it's a thank you, it's a toida, thank you. Now, the Mizmor L'Soida, if you look into this kapitel, that actually says 4 times Hashem's name. Shem Hashem is mentioned 4 times. And the Avud Raham says that's to correspond to Arba Tzrichin Lohedus, the 4 people who have to thank Hashem, who would bring the carbon Taida in the time of the Beis Hamikdash, that they are the one who is Rahman al-Tzlan sick, and he was healed, the one who went through a midbar, a desert, and was brought to good land, the one who went through the Yam, and anybody who was Chavush Beveis Hasurim in prison, and the freed. So if anybody made it through these trials, these tests, and he made it through successful, he would come and bring a carbon toida, and he would make the mizm, and he would say the Mizmor L'Soida. So why is it that we say this every single day? The answer is because, as we say later on in Moedim, Al Nisecha Shebachol Yom Umanu. There is the nisim that Hashem does to us every single day. And we are not makir b'nisei. The Zohar says that the ein yom shelo nasa b'nes, there is no day that passes that a miracle doesn't happen to us. The ein balanes makir b'nisei. Yet we don't recognize this. We don't feel it. But at least by acknowledging it to Hashem, thank you for taking care of us. We know that there is miracles being done behind the scenes, and that's the reason we say Mizmor L'Soida, and that's the reason it has the 4 shemus, and we say it b'negina. An interesting point is that it's actually brought that you should say this ba'amida, say it standing. Now this is very interesting, because the Alter Rebbe actually says in earlier about the other Parshias HaKabanis that we say before davening, even though it's corresponding to Kain delivering or doing the sacrifice, and the Kain, when he brought the sacrifice, had to stand. So should we stand when we say the other Parashas HaKabanis? Over there, the Alter Rebbe does not push you to say it ba'amida. Yet, over here, the custom is to say it standing. So that shows, as the Rebbe writes in the letter, that shows that this is different. Mizmor L'Soida is different. This is a toida. This is a thank you. It's more than just a regular carbon. Now, the Alter Rebbe himself goes on to say that some days we don't say it because it's corresponding a carbon taida. It's customary that we don't say this kapitel on Shabbos v'yantiv because you don't bring a carbon yachid. A personal carbon is not brought on Shabbos v'yantiv. So a carbon taida, which is a personal carbon, would not be brought in Shabbos v'yantiv. So you don't say Mizmor L'Soida. Or May Pesach, where you don't bring a carbon taida because along the carbon you also brought along chametz. You couldn't bring it on Pesach. And the Alter Rebbe brings Erev Pesach, Erev Yom Kippur, so on. The list of days that you don't say it. Now there's actually a machlekes. Some actually say that you do say it dafka only on Shabbos v'yantiv because that's when the simcha is greater. But L'Payel, this is our minig. To stop for a moment and learn a shtickle nice shot on some of the psukim, some of the words that we mentioned in Mizmor L'Soida. So the pasuk, the famous pasuk is Ivdu es Hashem besimcha. Serve the Eibishter with joy. So it's brought in Svarim that the simcha is the same words as machshava. Machshava means always have Hashem on your mind. And if you have Hashem on your mind, there will always be simcha. You should know, ki Hashem hu elikim, that Hashem is God. Why is Hashem hu elikim? To show that Shem Hashem, which is rachamim, elikim, which is din, it's the same Hashem. When good is good, when you have good things going for you, or Rachman al-Tzlan elikim midas adin, things that are tough for you, you should know it's the same Eibishter that's doing it for you, to you. Hu asanu, he made us, v'lo anachnu amoy v'tzoy marisa, and we are his nation. So the Mefarshim say a beautiful thing. Hu asanu. What is hu asanu? He made us who? What does it mean he made us? He wants you to know that part of you, there is who? There is a neshama, which is a chelek elikam imal. He is part of you. And ki Hashem hu elikim. God is the one in charge. Hu asanu v'lo anachnu. So the Mefarshim say that it's famous, that it's brought in Tanakh, v'loi, it has two ways. You read it, it's written v'loi with an aleph, v'loi anachnu meaning a not, but yet we read it v'loi, and v'loi means and to him. Explains the Sfas Emes, that usually when somebody creates something, there is the person that created something, and then there's the actual thing that he created, and the two separate things. By Hashem, it's different. Even though Hu Asanu, even though he created us, he made us, v'lo yanachnu, we are still connected and dependent in his will. Or another pshat is that to take the play of these two words, v'loi meaning no, and v'loi meaning to him, only somebody who's v'loi, who treats himself like he's a nobody, I'm a nothing, v'loi with an aleph. He is the one that v'loi anachnu. He is the one that's most connected to him, to Hashem.